my name is Sasha. Welcome back to my channel, Sasha Reads, and this is going to be my trans rights readathon reading vlog. Alright, so this week from March 20th to March 27th is the Trans Rights Readathon. So this was created by Emily in the Archives, Little Bone Library, Unsuccessful Book Club, and Zoe Reads on Instagram. Basically, it was actually, it was an effort started by Sim Bookstagrams Badly to celebrate and amplify trans, non-binary and genderqueer authors and stories in the wake of the wave of harmful legislative attacks on their lives across the US. Basically, we are reading and celebrating trans and genderqueer and non-binary people all throughout this week. So I have a little TBR that is completely thrown off my normal TBR, but I don't care. Let's talk about the books. So I already had two books borrowed out from the library. One I knew actually was on my TBR, and that is Melissa by Alex Gino. So it's a middle grade. So when people look at George, they think they see a boy, but she knows she's not a boy. She knows she's a girl. She really, really wants to play Charlotte, but the teacher says she can't even try out for the part because she's a boy. With the help of her best friend Kelly, George comes up with a plan, not just so she can be Charlotte, but so everyone can know who she is once and for all. And they have changed the name. So I do have the old book cover, but it's now called Melissa because I'm guessing that their name is Melissa. I was not aware that this had a trans author. So Lumberjanes Volume 1, Beware the Kitten Holy. So that's a nice little, two little books that I hopefully will get to this week. I will definitely want to because they're library books. I also have Mooncakes borrowed on Hoopla, which is another cute graphic novel, and I believe the love interest is non-binary. I also have Fina by Nino Chippery. I've had this on my Kindle for the longest time. It's probably one of the first books I ever bought, like ebooks I ever bought. And then I will also be reading Not So Best Wishes by Cleo Evans because one of the people in the throuple is non-binary. I also want to listen to Out of the Blue by Jason June. That is actually one of my 12 books by 12 friends. Ren recommended it to me, so that is on Scribd. And then if I do finish that, I also want to listen to the second book in Nevo's like little novella short story collection. I think it's the second one is Into the Mountains. I read the first one, I think it was last year or the year before, and I really enjoyed it. And so that has a trans main character. Jason June's book, it has a trans main character. So yes, keen for this nice little week of queer books. I'm so excited. I start work in about half an hour, so I think I am going to get a start on listening to, no, I don't know, maybe I'll read this first because it's nice and short. I will get back to you once I've read something. Sup, it is Monday night. I had to pick up one of my kids from daycare because she was sick. So is it a reading vlog, a Sasha Reads reading vlog if one of my kids are sick? Anyway, what am I trying to say? I finished Lumberjanes Volume 1. It was really cool. I really liked the art style. I thought it looked familiar, and then I realized I think one of the illustrators is the same as Nimona, and I thought that was really cool. Really enjoyed it. I gave 4 out of 5 stars because I did get confused in some places, but I think if I keep going with the series, all my questions will be answered. I am 19% of the way through Out of the Blue by Jason June. I was listening to it while I was playing Sims, and I'm really enjoying it. I was kind of hesitant because it's YA, but I love YA queer stories, I've realised. YA hetero contemporary, I don't care. Could not care less. But YA queer stories, I'm all for it. So Out of the Blue is about this mer person who needs to do like a good thing for a human so that they can become a proper mer person, or like an elder. So they have to go to land, like on land, for a full moon cycle. Yeah, once they complete their thing, they can come back. But if they don't complete their thing, or if they come back too early, then they have to stay a human forever. Kind of like, and there was like some like Ariel, like Little Mermaid like hints to it too. I thought it was really funny. And so you've got, yeah, you've got them, and then you've got, so their name is Coral, but their human name is Ross. And then you've got Sean, who's just been like publicly broken up with. Very sad because his ex-boyfriend is now dating his ex-best friend. So when he meets Ross, Ross is like, oh, you're very sad. Oh, this will be great, because like Ross doesn't know how to be a human. So Ross is like trying really hard, and like they've seen like these cars and they like can't cross the street because of the cars, and Sean's like, the light's green, you can go. And then Ross is like, this is perfect, I'll help you get your boyfriend back, and then I can go back to Indiana, but it's actually like the ocean. I don't know, I'm really enjoying it. And then I'm read 29% of Finna by Nino Chipri, and I'm really enjoying that too. It's, so this, basically you've got Ava and Jules, and they've just broken up, and Ava has come into work on her day off because of fucking Derek, and runs into Jules, who also works there, and they've been like avoiding each other. Ava's just working. Ava's working in the front, Jules is working in the back, and then they work in this like sort of like IKEA sort of shop, and this customer comes up to the service desk and is like, hey, my grandma's gone missing. So Ava and Jules start looking for grandma, and then they come across this wormhole, and turns out there's like, sometimes a wormhole just jumps up in one of these like shops and like IKEA sort of places, and they have to go, so Jules and Ava goes to this other universe to try and get the grandma back, and I'm like, this is so good, why have I not picked this up yet? So yeah, that's my reading update for now. Cal's just got home, so we're probably going to watch something and then go to bed. But I've liked what I've read so far. If my kid didn't get picked up from school, from daycare early, I probably would not have read as much. But she basically just watched my phone all day in bed, or slept. So I was just on my Kindle, or I was on my computer. Well, don't I look gorgeous? It's Tuesday morning. I did not go to work today because Vera still is sick. She's like acting fine, but it's she's still got a high temp. Like, she's just wanting to lay down and watch like videos, which is usually she'll watch it for maybe like 2 minutes and then she'll want to go do something else. But she's been like watching something for like an hour now. So which is why I finished Finna by Nino Chipri, and I'm giving it 5 stars. I really enjoyed this novella. Just the whole, like the plot of the book. So like getting lost in like IKEA and like going through a wormhole to different worlds. The relationship between Ava and Jules, and oh, just kicked you there, Soz. And just the different beings that they've met and the way that both Ava and Jules react to them. And it's just, it was a really fun time, and I really wish it was longer. Like, my only gripe about the book is I wish it was longer. I read that they did write a sequel, but it's not about Ava and Jules, which is sad. It's about Derek, who was the dude who was sick, and that's why Ava came into work that one particular day. It turns out Derek was like literally made for the store. So I'm going to play some Sims now while I listen to Out of the Blue. So I've read 2 books. I'm reading Out of the Blue. I think I might start Melissa next because it's a physical book and it's under 200 pages. So I'll start this today. I also have Mooncakes on my Hoopla, and I still need to read Not So Best Wishes by Cleo Evans, which is a very smutty book. I think my brain is like, you haven't been reading smut in the last 3 books, like what's going on with you? So I think I'm ready. I'll let you know what I think about Out of the Blue. I don't plan on finishing it today, probably tomorrow or Thursday maybe. We will see. Hello, it's Wednesday morning. Elijah's late for school, but I forgot to update you last night, but I did finish Not So Best Wishes by Cleo Evans. So good. I love the whole like overarching storyline that, or I think 5 books. Pretty much in the first book you had warts incorporated and claws incorporated, so the warts were monsters. No, the warts were witches and the claws were monsters, and those 2 companies merged, and so they've become Warts and Claws Incorporated, and the witches, the monsters, they don't really get along. But then like the 2 bosses of both companies end up becoming mates in the first book, and you find out that there's another company who's after Omega Witches. And so in the second book you have Cinder, who is a HR rep from the bad guy company, and they have come in to infiltrate Warts and Claws and try and find more Omega Witches because they are trying to save their sister, who is also an Omega Witch. So, and then they end up becoming mates with Laura and Mitch. Mitch is a manticore, Laura is this like gothic fae / demon sort of thing, and she is so friggin' cute. Like, I thought I was into like the Dom succubus from the first book, but nah, I'm into the little goth pixie switch. That's just my whole vibe. So yeah, that was 5 stars. So I need to finish off Out of the Blue by Jason June. I need to start Melissa by Alex Gino, and I need to start Mooncakes. So I've done 3 books so far, and I'm keen to finish the other 3, and it's only Wednesday. So this week is going really well reading wise. Let's see if I can keep up this momentum. But we are going shopping today. It's Wednesday, so that's my grocery, pick up everything from the shops because I don't like going into town with kids. And I'm never without kids because I made this life choice to have kids and I love them. But some days, anyway, it's just not that kind of vlog. So I finished Out of the Blue this morning. I'm not mad at the ending. A little bit sad though. Like, it was going in one direction and I was like, yes, that's the one I wanted. Didn't go the way I wanted. But I think I'm gonna give it like a 4.5 out of 5 stars. Not a top 5 star because like Crest still really kind of annoyed me. But yeah. So I started listening to When the Tigers Come Down the Mountain by Nevo, which is like an hour-and-a-half audiobook. So I should finish that. And I think then that's going to be my last book of the readathon. I still have Melissa, but I don't think I'm going to be able to get to it because it's a physical book. And apparently I don't read physical books anymore. But it's been a really fun readathon. But I still have the weekend to go. But I still have 2 other books that, like, non-trans books I need to read. So, for the month. Anyway, that's my quick update for you. Okay, so it's Sunday. It's the last day of the Trans Rights Readathon. I don't have any books planned to read today. I am going to finish this vlog here because I have read 7 books this week. Well, 7 books with trans characters or trans authors, and then I read 1 that wasn't for the readathon. So I read 8 books all up. So I'm going to talk about them. I don't have my phone with me, so I don't know how well I'm going to talk about them, but let's just do it. So the first book I read was Lumberjanes Volume 1, Beware the Kitten Holy. That's got a trans author. I'm pretty sure there's a trans character in there. It was the first volume in the Lumberjanes graphic novels, and I gave it 4 out of 5 stars just because ending was a cliffhanger and I still was a bit confused of what was going on. Like the first couple chapters, they just kind of throw you in there and you have to try and figure out what's going on along the way. But I liked the artwork and I did like the storyline once I kind of figured out what was going on. The second book I read was Finna by Nino Chipri. I believe it's a non-binary author, and there's a non-binary, it's like a love interest / main character. And so that one is basically these people work in an IKEA sort of store, and this wormhole opens up and a customer gets lost in it. So the main character and her love interest, Jules, I believe, they volunteer to go save the customer and find themselves along the way because they actually broke up, those 2 characters, a couple days earlier. They're trying to sort out like why they broke up, what's the issues and stuff, things like that. I then read Not So Best Wishes by Cleo Evans, which is a throuple monster smut romance. Really enjoyed it. One of the people in the throuple is non-binary and they are the dom of all doms, and it was chef's kiss. I think the next book I read was Finna. I gave 5 stars. I also believe I gave Not So Best Wishes 5 stars as well. I then read Mooncakes. What's that? That 4. So yeah, I then read Mooncakes, and I gave that one 4 out of 5 stars. It was cute. You've got like a non-binary werewolf and you've got witches. I feel like there could be more to the story though, but what I'm aware is it's just the one novel, well, graphic novel sort of thing. But I really enjoyed the story of that one. 5th book was, I think it was Out of the Blue by Jason June. This is about Crest and Sean. Crest is a merperson who has to take a journey on the ocean and on the land and live on land for a full moon cycle and earn their journey mark so that they can come back to the ocean and help their mer people more. And so while they're on land, they meet Sean, who's just been broken up with, and so Crest, who is now Ross on land because the mer people took a bunch of pop culture names and was like, choose a name out of that, like Friends characters and other things like that. I really enjoyed this one. I think it's not a full 5-star because Crest was really annoying. I know they've just come on land and they don't know anything, but still, like, they're still quite annoying. And Sean, even though like he's been broken up with, he wants to get back with the person who broke up with him and like moved on straight away, and I'm just like, why would you want to get back with that person? And there was like lots of movie tributes to it, and it was a really fun time, and it was actually one of my 12 recs by 12 friends. So thank you so much, Ren, for that recommendation. It was very, very good. There was a book in between those, because I said I read 7 books, but I cannot remember. Oh, When the Tiger Comes Down the Mountain by Nevo. The main character, the cleric, is non-binary, and they are retelling a story of what happened to these tigers that are trying to eat them. And I really enjoyed the first one, The Empress of Salt and Fortune, so I knew I was going to like the second one. And I'm definitely going to read more in the Singing Heels cycle. It's only 6. Okay, hang on. I'm going to find my phone and find out what the heck my 7th book was. Oh, that's right. I read Genderqueer. Totally forgot. This was out of the blue. I saw it on my Hoopla. So this is a graphic novel. I think I've given it 3, maybe 3 to 4 stars, just because it just ended. And I don't know if it's just a Hoopla version, but it just sort of like ended. And there was no proper ending. Quite annoying. But I liked the conversations in this graphic novel, because it's a memoir about this person, can't remember their name, but they go by like, they go by EAR pronouns, and they were born, they were assigned female at birth, and just growing up like that, and just talks about periods and like pap smears, wishing that I had a penis, and just things like that. And even now I are still getting people still getting their pronouns wrong. Like, I'm getting there. But yes, so those were the 7 books that I read this week. Thank you so much for watching this very not eventful vlog. I have a live show to get to, but yes, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day. Read more trans books. Let me know if you liked me reading these books, and recommend me more trans books to read, because don't just read trans books in the one week. Read them all year round. You have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day. I'll see you next time. Bye.